Yes, ma'am.
Okay, hey, we're back with our book club. We are excited to let you know what our next book will be so you guys can try to purchase it. It's going to be by Kevin Hart. I can't make this up. Life Lessons, Kevin Hart. It's him with a bunch of puppies on the picture. We'll lay it here to keep reminding you that that'll be our next book. We are just picking up with chapter 2 with Gabrielle Union. Of course, this is my mom, Gabrielle. And this is Davida.
Hello.
And we are back, and our other partner might be joining us shortly. We sure do hope that. And so our opinion of her was that she was very down to earth. Mm-hmm. She's very approachable, and she appears to be more common than what people think because she's such a polished person. You think she's not so common. You kind of feel like she's untouchable.
And she is really, truly an average person with depression, sexual urges, unsureness. You know, a lot of us are unsure about a lot of things, and I relate to her about every topic she has discussed thus far.
Yes, and because we are. What is this? We're doing homage to her? Yeah. To the title of the book? We are having a toast. So here's a toast to our book club.
Yes.
Okay. Maybe read many more books together. We need more wine. All right. So of course the title of the book is We're Going to Need More Wine. And they're stories. They're like her little stories in life that have happened. So the next one is chapter 3. And the title of it is Black Girl Blues.
Mm-hmm.
And
I really didn't highlight.
I highlighted some stuff in here, and this was again just about being self-conscious. In the book, she's like, she wears like sunscreen. She tries to stay out of the shade. She likes to show people like how light she really is.
She didn't want to get any darker and therefore be teased or singled out as the black girl at the all-white school, so she really was trying to stay out the sun and everything.
Yeah, and then I think in here is also where her mom kind of says, don't be like that. Don't think that your looks are just gonna. Your looks is not what's gonna carry you through life, because her mom's story is that she's very attractive, she's very beautiful. She's a light-skinned woman, and according to like whoever stereotype, because people at this table don't believe in stereotypes, they think, you know, that's a very beautiful black woman because she's light-skinned, she's got long hair, whatever. And her mom's like saying, don't rely on that. Like, don't. Like, because her mom realizes all it got her was a marriage. Yes. It didn't get her love. It didn't get her, you know what I'm saying? I mean, because she never got beyond that with her husband.
She married the first person that said that he loved her. Her mom was like only married to her dad. You know, that was her first, last, and everything apparently. But she wanted the straight hair and the perm to feel like, you know, her hair was so straight and silky and stuff. So she went through talking about getting the perm and it burning her scalp. And a lot of you people a lot of you people can't relate to that. You dealing with the pain to be beautiful, so-called, when you're naturally beautiful. She could have wore her hair the same. Her mom didn't want her to get the relaxer, but she begged and pleaded.
I think her picture was like some mixed person. She said it was the Halle Berry of her days.
Yes.
Like when she was young, not Halle Berry like of her days, like our age. You know what I mean? And then another thing that she talks about here is like Hollywood, like how when they say come with your hair washed, that only applies to white people. Yes. Because they usually don't have someone of color there to give you your hair service that you really need in order to look a certain way. So she had to learn that the hard way.
The way she said it was they don't have a lot of stylists that can do black hair. So when they come with their hair clean and stuff, you know, 49. They really couldn't do too much.
I can actually wash my hair.
Yeah, she came with her hair clean.
Come in clean means you come in with your hair already done. Come with, just look the way you want to look, because you just don't know what life's going to bring you. Sorry about that.
Yeah. She kind of wanted to be like her mom's family, light-skinned. Her dad's family was dark-skinned. And her dad's idea of beautiful was light.
Light skin, so almost white.
She said, I simply wasn't his version of pretty. His ideal is very specific. Short, light skin, long hair. I checked none of them.
Yeah, I have a part highlighted where she said I struggle with the questions. Does this wig mean I'm not comfortable in my blackness? If I wear my hair natural, do I somehow become more enlightened? It is interesting to see the qualities ascribed to women who wear their hair in braids or in natural hairstyles, even among black people. We have so internalized the self-hatred and the demands of assimilation that we ourselves don't know how to feel about what naturally grows out of our head. So I think that she's pretty much saying we need to be comfortable in the skin and the hair that God gave us. You don't have to go all out the way and relax your hair and stuff. You know, a lot of people are getting back to the natural hair and getting away from the chemicals and stuff. So Gabrielle went through this.
Yeah, and I also want to say, whatever makes you comfortable, that brings out your best character.
Yes.
But as long as it's because you're being comfortable and it's bringing out your best character, everybody at this table would support that. Yes. We would just never want you to do anything for other people. But if you are wearing a wig and you're rocking it and you're just living your best life, I think that's awesome. I have zero problems with that. I have zero problems with anything anybody does with their hair, period. I don't even tell my husband what I do with my hair. It's a surprise every time I come home. Boom, it's gone. Boom, it's pink. Boom. Here I am. I gotta get hot before you come home from the hairdresser. It's too much.
But just be comfortable with yourself.
Do it because you want to do it.
Don't do it because someone else.
Yes.
Do it for yourself.
Because either way, however you choose to live, you living your best life. You know, people are going to support that. But I want to read a couple things here that I've highlighted before we skip out of this chapter. And Mom, if you want to read the first one, it's on 52 in the middle. It starts with but as I travel around the world, and I know it.
But as I have traveled around the world, and I know this to be true, there are assholes who wear natural hair and assholes who wear weaves. Your hair is not going to determine or even influence what kind of person you are.
Yeah.
It really doesn't. Be yourself, be who you are. If you wear weaves or if you have natural hair or whatever else, wear a wig. If that makes you happy, whatever makes you happy, not what makes someone else's happy.
As long as you're doing it for yourself, I think it's great. And then we got something else that we want to cover.
Yes, and then she goes on to say, maybe one day when I'm a real grown-up, I will wear my hair natural and I won't contour my nose. Hell, I'll just be me, and hopefully people will accept me the way I am.
Amen.
Exactly.
But this is a problem many people have. It isn't, of course it is a problem for her, and it's so true to so many other people, but I think so many of us try to live our life the way we think someone wants us to live it, and we don't have to do that. We can be comfortable with our choices. It just takes a lot of maturing for people to realize that, I think.
Exactly.
Because of her profession, she wants to be a movie
star,
so she has to comply to whatever they perceive as pretty. The straighter your hair, the prettier you are, because you look more like white. Or when she goes to her little things and has these beauticians that have no idea
how to do their hair. Exactly.
So she learned, I'll better get up early enough and fix my hair because these people don't have a clue what they're doing.
Yes, and it's always touchy to find a good stylist anyway. Once you find one, stick with them.
Yes. And then this kind of begins the chapter 4 is Ballad of Nikki and Little Scrooge. I think I have some things highlighted here. When she starts liking this kid.
And he's kind of like Filipino, Mexican kind of, I would say. And she didn't feel that he would like her because he apparently he had another black girlfriend, so she thought she had a chance since he dated a black person before.
Well, she felt like she could only be friends with guys at her school because they were all white, and she felt like she couldn't have a courtship at that school. Then this kid came who was somehow mixed in some manner. I can't figure it out.
Billy?
Yeah, something.
Yeah, something.
And then there's another girl in their group that's Mexican. She dates him first, remember?
Yeah, they like passed him around.
Yeah. And he's like the guy in high school that wants to de-virginize every girl.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't know what he was up to until I think, he had de-virginized like every girl there was.
Exactly. He went through their little crew and stuff and had a taste of each one of them.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he's going to have sex with black pussy.
And that was her first realization, like, maybe it's different down there too. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't even think to prepare that part of my body for this special occasion.
Yes, exactly. She didn't know. It doesn't look right. Is it? And then when they finally get together, it's not at all what she expected. Yeah. It's like that. Is that all? Like, okay. After you anticipate for so long and got the big crush going on, you expect it to be fireworks and this and that. And she like, is this it?
But I feel like that's what a lot of chicks do in high school too. We just have this idea that we want to be with a certain guy. Then we think like, oh, if you have sex with that certain guy, like then your life's like perfect. Like he's gonna be your boyfriend. Because it says here, but it doesn't matter. Anytime, as many times as we hooked up, there would never be Billy and Nikki painted on the back of that GMC. I was never his chosen one. And like people realize that in high school too. Like having sex with a guy doesn't mean that you're the chosen one. It just means you're having sex with this guy.
Exactly.
And as you grow up, that's still how it is. Like sex doesn't equate relationship.
It doesn't equate
She
to
told
love.
him, I'm a virgin. He just smiled. And later she found out he was known for being a lot of people's first time.
Yes.
He was the
he was the virginity victor.
Yes.
He was a deflowerer.
Virgins.
Yeah. So I think this chapter is really good to read, especially if you're young, because even though you kind of know your parents try to tell you some of these things when you're a teenager, and until you read about it from somebody else that's not your mom or dad, I think then you can be like, oh yeah, I see this happening too, or you know what, I don't want that to be me, or dang, this already happened to me. You know what I mean? Whatever your situation might be. That's why I think like some of these readings are so cool, especially if you do them with like your young daughter, or like. I mean, I definitely think you have to be in the 8th grade to read this book, but I mean, if it's a good book to read with your child,
really
it opens up topics and conversations that you might be uncomfortable talking about because you don't know how to approach it, so you can talk about it through Gabrielle Union. Like, it's an easy way to approach some topics that might be really hard to talk about.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yes. So chapter 5 is open house.
Your world is only as small as you make it. That's what her mom told her. And she took her to all these big houses and to poetry sessions and asked, isn't this wonderful?
And she used to be the person that would start a conversation with my mom does this. Mm-hmm. It's hard. I don't really do this a lot. But my mom's the kind of person that will like just start conversations with random people. And I'm like, Mom, I'm trying to get out of JCPenney.
Exactly.
We're not in a rush. I'm retired. Okay, Torsten's home.
I like Mom G. Yes.
But I think like when they were young, they were like irritated by it. All this stranger talking. But then when they got older, they realized like how good her heart was.
Yes.
She was bored in the small town of
She had nobody to talk to. Her own husband wasn't talking to her.
Exactly.
The only thing she had was her kids. And all her neighbors and friends were friends with her husband because he had a social life that he didn't include her in.
He was a socialist person. She was more of an at-home type person. It was like
she wanted to go out, but she wasn't.
Everybody
he had his girlfriend. And all the neighbors knew about the girlfriends. They went to the same party.
Yeah, exactly.
She stayed at home.
She stayed at home and he took his girlfriend to the party.
And this is the part where she finds out about her dad's green ATM card, which is what he's funding his other life with. Like he has a mistress. Mm-hmm. He's dating her. He's doing all these things with her. And then they knew about it. They never told their mom, but they knew about it. They would bribe their father to get what they want. And he'd be like, yeah, just get that. And she'd be like, no, screw that. I'll take $200 out of here. Like, I was like, when I read that, I was like, dang, she's bold. But maybe like in your heart, you're just kind of feeling like, it's all screwed up. I can do screwed up stuff too.
I just don't know what I would have done.
I wouldn't have been like $200 though.
I mean, I would have felt so hurt for my mom. I don't know if I could have kept that inside and just been spending his
But
money.
her sister knew too.
Her sister knew before her. She's like, oh, you didn't know about Dad's card and this and that, you know. So, but me being the person that I am, I don't think I would have been able to bite my tongue and
But it was a whole life of pretending. So what was different about pretending about this either?
Yeah,
they had been pretending.
I kind of wonder if the mom kind of knew and just.
But it said in the book she didn't.
It's just
remember?
Yeah. But it's just like, I mean, him not
His
being
sister
home
knew
all the
long
time.
before. She kind of found out later, and then she went to the office and saw the picture of that other woman. That she kind of looked a lot like Mom,
Yeah,
light skin and
exactly.
all that, you know.
And that's why they were like, he has a type.
He has a type. That's too much for him.
So I mean, then there's this chapter where you find things out about your parents that, you know, you don't really know. You're
Just like
oh.
she said, the last 5 years of their marriage, her parents did not speak to each other.
Nothing.
That's just uncomfortable.
And then the interesting part is that the mom sees these opera tickets. Was it opera or ballet?
Yeah, ballet tickets.
She got her hair done. She called off work. She was like, oh my God, my husband's actually going to put forth effort to take me to do something that I love to do. And then all day she was sitting around the house waiting for him to ask her to go, and he just picked those tickets up and left. And then when he came back, she was like, I'm getting a divorce. I don't know if she was like, I'm getting a divorce, I know you're cheating on me, or if it was more like, I'm getting a divorce, I just need a life. You know what I mean? And then he divorced her the first week in June. The second week in June, he was marrying his mistress. His mother was shipped to the Arizona. Were they had the wedding in Arizona? They bought a house in Arizona like the very next day, it seemed like, or they had already purchased the house and he was just waiting for the divorce. And
I think they already had it.
when they were he didn't tell his mom while she was coming down. When he finally told her and they said their wedding vows, the mom stood up and was like, I object. She felt really.
That was her grandmother.
Yeah.
Yeah, her
She did not like that situation at all.
She didn't like it. They
No,
waited
that
till
was
the
her father's mother.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, they waited to the last minute to tell her, and then
The woman didn't even know he
that
was
they
divorced.
or anything.
And here she was being invited to a wedding that she didn't even know she was going to a wedding. What she boil hard-boiled eggs for the airplane ride? Her first airplane
Stuffed
ride.
up the whole plane and stuff. But like she stood up and objected to it. She knows that her that her son is not any good, and she really felt that he did his wife wrong. Shouldn't have never got married or divorced per se, and got married to this new woman. It was just a lesson.
What'd she say? She said, I object. She's a whore and a homewrecker.
Yeah,
That was his mama. I was like, whoa.
That she's a whore and a homewrecker at the wedding.
And because, you can do whatever you want and have your secret lives, but it's hard to get everybody else on board when they don't even know what that, like when you're doing stuff the very next day.
Yes.
So, be careful if you're out there doing all that. But, the mom like immediately moved in with her brother. Was it her brother? Or uncle? Or some relative like that lived in California. Then once everybody graduated high school, she went back home to their hometown. And then she helped other family members raise their kids because that city was going through, crack and all kinds of crap. And she was just such a good-hearted person. And then it even says in here, I'm going to let you read it, Davida. It's on 77. I give you respect.
Oh, I give you respect because nobody.
Because nobody. You can go and read it.
Then maybe read this down here. I have to start.
I give you respect because nobody is going to give you praise for doing what black women have done forever, raising kids who are not their own.
Yeah, I was like, that's a serious statement there. You know what I mean? But I do see a lot of that. But I will say, like, I
think it's not just one race.
I think that race has. But I feel like more people stick together and will do it, where sometimes other races there's a lot more foster care and other type of stuff going on. It seems like the family still sticks together. I see a lot more of that.
Great grandmas raising their great grandchildren.
The kids just seem to like still be in the family, being raised by somebody, which I think is awesome.
Family is
And there are so many more people than you realize, she told us girls, people who look up to the same sun and the same moon and the same stars, and it's your birthright to explore this world. Like her mom was such a dreamer, and she wanted to give dreams to other people, and I have a lot of respect for her mom. You know, like I know some people would be like, oh my gosh, she let her husband cheat on her for No, she
did what she needed to do to
and
keep
it was
her
a different
family
time when she
together
was being
and
raised.
get her kids off to college and everything, and then
she was not a selfish person.
Made the move.
Yeah,
exactly. You know, she didn't want her kids to be, you know, worried about all of the things. I think she held it in. Just didn't want to worry them about all of the splitting up, the divorce and everything until they were finally on their own and stuff. And she just couldn't take it anymore.
So I think, you know, like these are hard topics, but I'm so glad she shared them. Who would share all this? This is a lot of family secrets she's putting out there. Do you know what I mean?
And the more I'm reading, I'm like,
okay.
Oh my goodness.
But I mean, kudos to her that she's being really honest about her life.
Yes.
Because it's not just her life. A lot of people live these lives.
It's not a storybook.
Yeah.
It's reality. It's well written as well. I can say that. It's a lot of humor, seriousness.
It's easy to read.
And
Didn't you think?
Yeah, you can relate to it. You can understand when she's making a joke. I mean, it's nothing questionable about it. You like, she's silly.
Yeah. So the next chapter, who hates you most? Yeah. She got the best story. You want to talk about it? Anybody?
My cheese get done.
It's that big black girl with what she calls
the
it,
dookie
braids. What are dookie braids? I don't know.
That's real fat braids.
Oh.
Whatever. That's just real.
And she is scared of her.
But here's an important thing too, though.
She
has a stereotype of this girl, but she's really a very rich, well-off young lady.
She looked like
who has compassion for her friend.
A ghetto hood rat.
But she's
girl.
not.
But she's not. She's just taking up for her friend that Gabrielle stole her man. And she feels really bad for her friend. So she coming after Gabrielle. She's like, I'm gonna beat you up.
She said other stuff like,
and Gabrielle is so scared. I mean, Gabrielle, this whole chapter, she literally running from this girl. This girl is straight crazy. Like, I'm talking about, she is seen her with her mom in the mall and
trying to attack her.
She
went to a
and
party
her mom
to
had to stand up for her.
She harassing her parents. Told her dad, "I'll come beat you up." Like her dad went to the police station. They were like, "There's nothing we can do for you, sir," until something happens. Plus, this is just so weird. But
and it's like her sister had to come and take up for her. Like you're not gonna touch my sister. I mean, but Gabrielle, she was a little chicken. She was running all around the mall and she was dodging this girl with everything in her power. Instead of just fighting and getting it over with, she spent more time hiding and running.
Her mom says, I can't believe you're scared of a girl wearing a bullet bra. What is a bullet bra?
That means she got little bitty nipples. It's real little bitty, like she in elementary school with her little chest.
But I thought it was interesting because Gabriella, she had a fear in her, or Nikki, we could say we're going to call her Nikki. So Nikki had this fear in her, but her sister did not possess this fear, her older sister. Her mom did not possess this fear. I almost felt like her dad possessed it maybe a little bit because he went straight to the police, but I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't really know. I mean, I can't really read too much into that because that's just that one part, you know? But he never ever was like, well, let me talk to your dad.
They make the girl sound super ghetto. I mean, her name is Keyshawn. So you all imagine Keyshawn running up on Nikki like, what you doing?
And when she talks about it, it was like in the middle of her doing Mary Jane. There was a power outage. They were all like, who's got a story about who hates you the most? Everybody says their story. She busts out with this story. And then, like, the door opened and everybody was scared.
Like, is Keyshawn coming in after us?
And then her other thing that she loves to do is anytime she reminisces about somebody, Okay, we gotta wrap it up. Anytime she reminisces about somebody, she likes to look them up, like on Facebook.
And
she'll be like,
find out all that information.
And I think that's funny because that is kind of
that's how they do it now.
That's kind of how things are now. You know, you
Yes,
tell
it is.
somebody your first boyfriend was so and so, they're like, oh well, let's look him up and see what he's doing now, who he's married to.
I did not know that she dated Jason Kidd. Like, I had his tennis shoes back in the day. He was so fine. Still fine, and I didn't never notice, like, until I read this book, that they had some kind of little relationship. So that makes me want to Google and see if I can find any pictures of them together.
It used to be on her nails Jason Kidd, and then at the end of the relationship it was just JK.
Yeah, she used to spell it all out on her nails, get it all done, Jason Kidd and stuff. And I love those shoes. I had his. I'll tell you that.
So we won't go into chapter 7, but that's where we're at. We'll carry on with this, but we're only going to cover the book for like 1 or 2 more weeks. Then we're going to go to the Kevin Hart. We may not be able to cover it all, but the whole idea is that we want you to get the book, read the book. We'll just talk about it as much as we can. It's just that every story is so interesting to talk about. It was
spending a little time on it because we want to go into detail.
Yeah, she's so interesting. I like how open she is and honest she is, and how she's really sharing her life and not holding back, and just really trying to, like, you know,
let you know that she's human.
Yes.
That she is no different than either one of us. She comes on TV, stars in movies, but she really has all the same stuff growing up as other people. Everything. She's no better or no different than me and you.
And we don't want to jump into the next chapter, because the next chapter is going to be about when she got raped. And I want to take my time with that.
That's going to be a
you know what I mean?
deep subject.
I don't want to talk about that in like 2-3 minutes, because I'm sure we may not even get all the way through, but this is one of the things that her platforms that she speaks about, that she mentors people with, you know, that she speaks against. So since this is the main thing that she does, we really want to talk about that with her, because she shared it in the book, and she shared it like really good.
Yes, she did.
Yeah. So we will come back at you in 2 weeks. We will discuss more of this book. We might do it for 1 more week after that.
And until then, have more wine.
Yes. Thanks.
Thank you.
So subscribe, like, get notifications.